can't invest in a phone call, but you actually think you're going to find the woman that's meant for the rest of your life. Do you understand how backwards that sounds?
I'm not even looking, so I guess me too.
Okay. So then this is why this conversation is so disjointed. Because some people in the chat and on stage are talking about women to date long term, and some are talking about one and done. The one and done should absolutely shut the hell up about women if that's all they're using them for.
Well, actually,
no judgment.
Well,
if that's all you want to do, if that's all you want to do, and as long as they consent, go ham. But who in the hell do you think you are to criticize women's depth when all you do is see them as a release?
Well, actually, I don't think that we're talking about as in a basis of like just fucking them and then dipping. What I'm talking, I think we're talking about.
That's what you just said.
You want a sexual release doll that sticks around.
Yeah, that's what I said. But I'm not saying that I want that long term. I just said that I want that now. The difference here is that we're talking about the shortage of attractive. We're talking about the basis of women nowadays, and we're just giving our opinions on it. We're not actually.
You don't get the right to have an opinion.
How so?
If you're not treating a woman as someone to date, then you do not get to hold them to a standard as if you are dating, and that's vice versa for women to men too. If it's not established that this is something that is more than just a meetup, then you can't put expectations on either side. And the fact that you keep trying to put expectations on them when you have zero interest in anything meaningful, that's on you.
Well, I'm not saying that it's not meaningful to be in a relationship. What I'm saying is that in America itself, there's not that much good women to date.
You're just dead wrong.
I'm not saying
wrong. You're not. You just said that you're not looking for women to date.
Well,
so you don't.
Wait. Hold on. I said I'm only looking to have sex. Second.
Why are you commenting on the dating?
And then wait. Hold on. Don't interrupt me. I was talking.
I can do whatever I want. I'm a mod.
Yo, Pepe, make me a mod real quick. Make me a mod real quick.
I've known him for a while.
This is
you
fucking
have 20 followers, you're an atheist punk. You
of course.
Women like me, and you're going to talk to me that way?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I mean, let's be for real. All the time, you can say that I can't make an opinion based on the women of today because I'm not dating. But that doesn't necessarily mean any fucking thing. Just because someone doesn't have, like, I don't even think anybody has to have an opinion or even do the exact thing that they're doing to have an opinion. Just like an atheist or an agnostic atheist could talk about Christianity, even though they're not religious. You can't use that same thing on me. You know what I'm saying?
Have you heard of a word called humility? No. Have you heard of a word? Oh, you haven't? Well, that makes sense. Also, please fix your broken tricycle. It's blowing our eardrums out.
Jaden,
please.
I have a question.
Whatever that weird clicking noise is, dude, is so annoying. Like, it's probably worse than the chirping.
It's the rain.
Jaden, I have some concern with what you were saying. Now, do you know that there is another epidemic? I know we're talking about the epidemic of not many attractive males. An epidemic of absentee fathers in the black community. And they do tend to emphasize the bump in the hay or roll in the hay, as they say it in the country. I'm not from the country. But they, and then they just take off and, basically they
And you're saying
they go after the pussy, but they're not like really like good father or husband material.
Jaden, are you mentally ill? If you're not talking, why do you keep unmuting yourself? Your background noise is really, really fucking annoying.
Yeah, if I keep muting myself, if I'm muting myself, that means I'm trying to make the noise less for your ears.
You keep unmuting yourself when someone is talking, and then muting, unmuting, muting. Stop it.
Then what the fuck do you want me to do? Because if I have my fucking my shit on, then you're gonna.
I'll fix it. You're welcome, Mountain, how are you? What's your opinion? Hello? Mountain Time?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry, my phone was in my pocket. I was at the park with my dog. Is there a shortage of attractive men? So I'm gay. I'm not gay. I'm not gay, so I guess the answer to that, I don't think it's that, man. I think that, so I was reading a deal, and I've never really verified this, but it was saying that almost 80% of younger men are choosing to be single now in America. And, I came from a pretty rough relationship myself. I did choose to date a little bit younger than me. I mean, I'm 35, I was 31 when I was dating a 20-year-old, and that was probably a mistake, she was a lot younger than me, but I just noticed, man, that probably on both sides, we have Tinder, we have Chatterbait, we have all that, we have all this dopamine and stuff like that seems to be affecting us. I think that maybe on both sides, but a lot of us, well, maybe it's just easier for people to walk away. It's easier than ever now to walk away from relationships, not put up with anything. A lot of times the woman or the man is unwilling to put up with too much. They're willing to walk away. And normally you're going to have problems in relationships here and there. That's a normal thing. People are taught to kind of walk away from that. Also, sometimes women are, I've noticed they have this expectation a lot of them. They men do this too, but a lot of the women think they believe that they only need to bring themselves to the table and that's it. No cooking, no nothing. Like, I cooked, when I had my girlfriend, I always cooked, I was clean and stuff. It was a little bit bullshit, Her expectation was mainly to be there, I think. But for her, for a lot of women, I've noticed that with my relationships, they want you to bring them happiness and peace and lift them up and everything. But them, they just have to accept that that's good enough.
Then you need to walk away. Or you need to do better vetting so you don't get trapped in the first place.
Well,
It's actually, I know this might sound like the crazy concept, but to the guys who say, oh my God, I don't want to waste time with a couple phone calls, you would be surprised how much you can learn ahead of time to where you won't make, a $100-$200 mistake for your first date. Oh my God, I had no idea such was like this. We're totally opposite. Guess how you could have figured that out ahead of time? A phone call. It's not rocket science.
It's not a traditional, so I don't know about you guys, but I'm not the traditional type that goes out and, and meets girls on day. Like, normally I meet my girlfriends at work or, through a friend or something like that, I'm not actively going out on fucking dates and stuff like that, so I can learn about them and stuff, because that's all bullshit anyway. That's not how a lot of people do it anyway, nowadays like that. She's gonna bullshit you or he might bullshit her anyway if you go on a date. Tell me about yourself. Oh, okay, well, now that I know that you're a complete fucking train wreck and then you have a lot of baggage, now I know that doesn't work like that, bro. They're not gonna give you complete transparency of what is going on in their life. It took me a while to realize that the girl that I was with she had lots of trauma and lots of bullshit, lots of emotional issues, things I didn't realize until I was captured by the pussy and by the emotions.
Yeah, but then the problem with the phone call is that what Steven doesn't understand is then maybe they'll think like, well, maybe he's not that much of a fucking gentleman. I shouldn't waste my time on this guy. So it fucks up my phone.
Wow. So you're admit. This is incredible what I'm hearing. It's like guys, you're trying to put dating standards on women when you have no interest in actually dating them. Like you can't put expectations and standards on people.
Why do you keep saying that, man?
Yourself.
This is what
He just said that he just literally said that a phone call the woman might find out that he actually is only skin deep. He just admitted it.
I mean, well, it's
Yeah,
like,
the girl's doing the same fucking thing. She's deciding if she wants to deal with you. She's deciding.
Well, then get him on the phone.
She's doing the same thing. And check this out, Steven. Most women have backup men, too. Most men have friends, have fallback men, have men that are their friends that that haven't worked out. Most women have the same fucking thing, so they're gauging and they're deciding that they don't want to put up with that shit or deal with it, or if you're the right one, if you're the potential mate. But the truth is, most of these women have multiple men, or at least a few men, that they could fall back on. Right?
That's why I mean, Steven seems like a nice boy. Maybe, parents would be like, oh, he's a nice young man. He can marry my daughter. They probably wouldn't say that about me, but that we just operate differently. But, I don't know. I say, I'm not going to torture myself on fucking phone calls. There's a reason, whatever rooms I'm in,
I'm not giving
there's other
this
men.
advice to you because you're not looking for it.
Yeah.
My advice is to the people who are actually trying to find someone serious.
But I mean, that's two
It's
two
not the
torturous
50
fucking
anymore,
phone
Steve.
calls, pretending like I care about
Not
what the
the
fuck
50s
this
anymore.
woman's saying.
Let me explain something to you guys. Let me clue you in on a little secret here. Okay? I don't have washboard apps. I don't have a perfect situation where I'm swimming in hundreds of thousands of dollars. But you know what? In my entire life, I have never, ever had any issues with women. You want to know why? Because I know how to communicate. And there are so many women out there that are so desperate for a guy who can actually just have a basic conversation, let alone an advanced one, that if you can actually step up and learn how to talk, how to be genuine, I'm telling you, you're fine, you're good, you're set. You just have to actually choose to do it. And you guys are literally screaming to the heavens, I'm not going to talk to them. I'm not going to bother with any conversations. I'm not going to get to know them first. I'm just going to jump in and bada bing, bada boom. And it's just like, no. I'm telling you, women appreciate intelligence. Women appreciate humor. Women appreciate listening. And by the way, there is such a thing as being both, okay? You can date, and they also love to, they'll give you all the affection that you want. I'm just telling you, if you actually want something serious, you have to treat it seriously.
But honestly, no, it's not worth your time. I wouldn't. There's the chance of a woman being worth settling and listening to, or honestly,
I've dated up my entire life.
That is nice.
Two, three, four up the scale. You want to know why? Because I actually have a head, a heart, and I actually talk, and I'm just normal.
Yeah, but
I'm not trying to use and abuse
It
them.
sounds like you like women, okay? Whereas I think they're fun to have sex with, but then the 99% of the time you're not having sex, they're they're pain in the ass. Why do you want to be with the woman? You have to pretend like you like shit that they're doing, that they're saying. That's they want all of this reassurance and cuddling and shit.
That's where the vetting comes in. Don't be with one that's annoying. Find one that's nice. Find one that has a hobby. Find one that has some depth to it.
That will leave me the fuck
But you
alone.
can't figure that out if you don't talk to him first.
I mean, yeah, she can just let me do my thing almost all the time. That I could tolerate it.
Fair enough. All right, we have a woman on stage that everyone should be listening to big time. She's from the conservative X-Space world. My good friend, Allie Hopper. How are you?
I'm excellent. Just settling back in, getting home from DC, and listening to this very interesting conversation.
Do you have any opinions on what you've heard?
Oh, I jumped in mid-conversation, so I'm just kind of listening to everything and kind of just taking a back seat right now.
Can I ask you two a question? There are these women, they befriended me, I don't know how, on I guess the more conservative part of X. And these women have, especially on the weekends, they have these spaces where they talk dirty. And they invite men to come up, and they're just very filthy middle-aged women.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Allie and Roy and Nancy and I know exactly who you're talking about.
I was like, for conservative women, you guys are really raunchy.
Yeah. We. Oh my God! I know talking about, and I can just tell you they're major exceptions to the rule. They are very strange people, but
It also matters
very,
the time
very
of the day, Steven. I mean, everyone's on a different time zone. So when you're getting like Saturday night at 2 o'clock
He's
in the
talking
morning,
about
on
the
East
trio.
Coast, yeah.
He's literally talking. He
I
can't
heard
make
some
this up.
spicy spaces outside of the trio, though. It depends on what time zone you're in and what day it is.
So yeah, I guess these ladies are. No, I figured you guys would know who I'm talking about. But they're special.
I never thought I'd hear them being referenced on Clubhouse, but here we are out in the wild. That is so crazy to me that their reputation has spread to another app that they're not even on.
Well, I'm just like, here. Why did these guys like simp for these middle-aged women? Like, it's so weird.
They're thirsty.
I guess old women
Simps.
deserve fun too. I don't know.
Sims ruin this app, bro, sometimes, I swear.
No, I'm actually more mad at simps than I am women. Like, these OnlyFans girls wouldn't
I am
exist
too.
if there wasn't perverts that were sending them a bunch of fucking money. And like I guess like the top creators can earn like millions of dollars, and that is all because of simps that jerk off to their content. Like that, these people are so disgusting, and like it's just so pathetic. Like, why would you give your hard-earned money to these women? It's just so weird, and it's not like. It's just sinful in a way, like all around. Like you're actually paying a woman for doing something bad, and you're wasting your money to do something bad while looking at her content. Like it's just, I don't know. I can think of so many things I'd like to do with money that I've never paid for porn. Like that is the dumbest thing in the world to me.
Yeah, pretty despicable. Let me ask you this: Are you gonna run this space for a while? Because I'll share it around, but I just was asking first.
Yeah, I'll keep it up.
Okay. Who's this Hamdar? Do you know?
No idea.
I was going to say,
We're following each other, so talked to him before.
Yeah, we did talk. Yeah, thank you. Thanks. Hi, everyone. I would just, looking at the topic, I just simply want to say that there are no Mr. or Miss Perfect in the world. That's what I wanted to say about it. And I'm also kind of thinking that the expectations are getting high and high day by day. That's why, people are not finding attractive men and women. One thing I'm always, having a hard time kind of understanding it's all, I don't mean to be disrespectful to any women or any girl here in the room, but it's why it's always about women's feeling, women's needs, women's, this, women's that. Has anybody ever thought about, has women ever think about what are man's feeling, what are men's need in a relationship, what are men's, desire in a relationship, how men or women can make kind of men happy in a relationship. They even talk about, because I'm getting a sense of it's all about women need that, women need this, men should be doing this to women. It's all about that kind of discussion, around here. But I'm just wondering, is there anything that women can do to make men happy from the relationship perspective, so that this kind of discussion that Pepe just earlier had, it's just one side of, do everything for women, but also man has a feeling, man has a, responsibility, man has a, all the above. So.
Well, I think a woman would have to answer that if Allie, maybe she's married and has more experience. I've never been married, but also the short answer for men is men are known for not talking about their feelings, and it's kind of seen as weakness or feminine to really express your needs openly. So we just don't. It's just not. It's not near. It's something that it would come a lot. men would express what they want, or how they feel, like way less than women generally will.
I think that it comes down to each person, honestly. You find very selfish people and you find very giving people, both men and women. So it depends on the type of person you're attracting into your inner circle. Yeah, men aren't as vocal about their feelings, but if a woman is paying attention, they can see their mannerisms, they can see how they act, what they're doing, and if things change. But it takes someone that actually cares to observe that. But whether you're being a good friend or you're being a good partner, it just takes someone that actually gives a crap.
Men from Mars, women from Venus, and he was divorced 3 times.
But yeah, to answer your question, Pepe, I am married. I have been married for 12 years.
There you go. 12 more years than me.
Has to do with how digital we've become. I mean, you know, if you look back, courting never goes out of fashion. I mean, talking on the phone, getting to know each other before you go on the dates. I mean, if you can't spend an hour with somebody, you know, walking around or talking on the phone, then you probably shouldn't be on a date with them anyways.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's the biggest thing. We want everything. Instant gratification means we meet on the app. We text a few times because texting is easy. You don't have to have emotion in it. You set it up. Maybe you hit it off for an hour at dinner. You jump into the sack and then you're done with them.
Well, Brian, you bring up a good point. I mean, we used to just go out on dates and have fun, like things that we both enjoyed. We'd go shooting, we'd go, you know, clay shooting, paintball, laser tag, you know, doing fun things that both of us enjoy. And so, you know, it doesn't have to just be, you know, talking on the phone or whatever. You can actually just go out and say, hey, I actually enjoy, you know, shooting. Do you want to go shooting? And so we did that.
Good luck finding girls that want to do that.
I did.
Do you live in did you grow up in the country or something?
Nope.
Really?
Yeah, most of these want to just go get $900 manicures and $600 hair appointment.
Do those exist?
That's part of this digital.
They do in Scottsdale. There's always been like a segment of women that exist in that world, but
Why do you guys bitch about what women do with their own money? To look
no,
at you
they
guys?
we expect guys to like pamper them. There's like here in Scottsdale, you have some women that are very gorgeous. You have men that, you know, have a good bit of money to throw around, and you know, there's going to be guys who will spoil them, I guess you could say. But that's obviously not the norm.
Yeah, that's not a date. Getting your hair and nails done. Like, I would never torture a guy by bringing him to one of my appointments. That is not a date, and actually, it's not even fun. No, I don't even
want a guy next to me when I'm like at my salon. Like, no, go away.
Exactly, and my hair takes so long. I'm just like, half the time, I don't even want to be sitting in that chair. Why would I drag a guy in to sit in a chair next to me when I don't want to be there? Unless there's like cocktails or something. I don't know. It's just, that's not a date.
Well, and that's part of the digital thing too, is that, you know, what's put in front of us all the time is what makes, it gives people, you know, ideas, but, you know, the reality of it is, pull yourself away. If you want to get to know somebody, get away from the apps, get away from whatever you're doing, and just like Steven said, there's nothing wrong with picking up the phone and making a call. You know, you can feel a vibe through the phone. If you guys can't agree in the first couple of phone calls, then you probably aren't compatible. Because the reality is, no matter what, if it doesn't flow naturally, yeah, sex might happen, and you know, you might be able to get a hookup or two out of it, but you're not going to want to date. You're not going to want to put anything into it. And in reality, you know, that first date doesn't have to be monumentous. It's what happens is you set a false expectation. If you want to take her out to dinner, take her out to dinner. Don't take her out to something that sells $200 plates. But take her out someplace decent, someplace you can have a conversation, and then from there you'll see how it goes. When you look each other in the eye is when you'll start to know if you guys are actually compatible. If you're not looking each other in the eyes while you're talking, then you're not gonna make it anyways.
Hey Roy, when
I mean,
you're looking at
yeah.
each other in the eye, can there be like a bunch of margaritas in the middle?
Who cares what's in the
Chips and
middle?
I
salsa?
know when we're
Eye
taking a food.
contact. Eye contact. You can drink whatever
As long
you
as
want.
it's a big margarita with chips and salsa and queso, I am good to go.
Right, there you go. Put the big ass margarita on the table and have at it. But that conversation, if you're not looking each other in the eye and you're not responding to one another, like listening and then responding to what they say, or they're not doing it to you, then you're not connecting. I mean, that's just the reality of it. Sorry, but I understand, the instant gratification and quick sex is great, but the reality of it is that doesn't last. So nowadays, people try to get into bed, there's no shame in jumping into bed on the first date. When I was younger, that was something that, if it happened, I'm from a small town, the whole fucking town knew about it, first of all. But then that girl or that guy, that relationship didn't last. The chances of it lasting when you hook up right away go down to about 5%. And that lasting doesn't mean for life, because that's the expectation of your relationship. That's why they always say to start small and build on it. So you do something small, a cup of coffee, meet for coffee, go for a walk, do something healthy. Because if you can't do the healthy things together in the beginning, you're never going to do the healthy things together later on and enjoy it.
Roy, I want to push back, because you say it's not going to work. Why does it not work if you sleep on the first night? Is it because she turned out to be a hoe?
Well,
Or is it because... But then if you didn't sleep with her on the first night, how do you know she wasn't still a hoe that would sleep with you?
Well, and that's the problem, is we live in a paranoid world, and also because the culture right now is so sexual that it's hard. It's hard on both sides.
Do you think it's really more sexual today?
Oh, absolutely. I truly do.
Pepe,
Like
you
I
know
said,
why?
The data shows that young, like, okay, I'm in my 40s, like, I don't know, I understand there's a lot of drama with the younger people, especially because they grew up more or less online when it comes to dating and interactions. I don't know how much this is relevant to people my age and up, but if we can look at the data, like, men had, and I think women too, had way more sex in my generation, a whole fucking lot more statistically than this current generation.
Yeah, but at what age? At what age were they doing it? Because like I said,
From their teens up until
I'm
30.
from a small town, trust me. Where I came from, I mean, if a girl had sex before she was 17 and anybody found out about it, she was a slut. It's just the way it
But
works.
I went to a Catholic high school, and like, I would say at least half of the girls, lost it by 16. So this is, of course, a bigger city. So I mean, I don't know that.
I mean, I do think geographical or cultural is a problem. I think in the cities, it can be a lot more demanding on the young women and the young men, and the expectation for sex.
I think you're also half Roy's age, dude.
I'm 50, dude. He's in his 40s.
Wait, what?
I'm 50.
You're in your 40s, Pepe?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Oh my god. No, I didn't know that at all.
So I do think.
Holy
Yeah,
cow.
I'm like a year and a half away from being 45.
Oh wow, you just rocked my world. I've known you on this app for several years. I don't think it's ever come up.
Yeah, it
Holy
sounds
cow.
How
old did you think he was?
definitely my
Wow. I thought he was in his 20s.
Oh no.
Really? I swear to God, I'm being real. Why do you think I just said he was half Roy's age? I wasn't joking.
Steven, I always knew Pepe was not.
Oh my God! Wow! It just totally blew my mind. Holy cow! Wow! Okay, I want to do something. Let me do a flash.
4 years ago, Steven.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, well, maybe. Okay, I'm gonna do a flash poll. Okay, and don't just say it because now you know. But be honest. Be totally honest. Put a 1 in the chat if you've known of Pepe's age for more than a few months. So a few months, few years, whatever. Put a 2 in the chat if you just found out. I just want to get a feel for the rest of this room. Did everybody know that he he was in his 40s? One if you knew, two if you didn't. 40s. Cast your votes in the chat. There's some old school clubhousers on here. I really want to see them though. See, Callie didn't know. Callie, that was breaking news.
Just from other chats, just this year, I didn't this kind of, and it's kind of obvious, its views are kind of outdated, and stuff like that, but yeah, of course, it's interesting.
I don't know what you but well, I guess I was the only one to know, or the whole rest.
Are you in your 30s?
Yeah.
It's probably the young boys that are selling out. And I'm immature too, to be honest.
To be fair, before I started doing face-to-face sessions with my therapist, like a pandemic, I thought like she was like, I don't know, my age or maybe just a bit older, maybe something young. When I met her, oh my god, yeah, she was like, yeah, I'm 45, but you're 45. You don't sound 45, but I think the sounding is very different. Like, there was some people that sound old and some people, I just think the fact of the matter is, in the 40s, which became, so you want to talk about the modern agency. I mean, yes, it's modern for you because you're in your 40s. Of course it's modern for you. But for, I don't know, other people who are, you know, teenagers, early 20s, late 20s, it's not exactly modern for them, it's just how it goes. So, when you say modern, do you just mean not from your youth?
Modern meaning today, within, let's say, let's say within, no, modern, I'm talking like within the last 5 years, let's say from like this decade.
I mean, sure, I guess, but then like, I feel like.
So you don't even know what my position is. I don't even know where you are.
Hey, Steve, this is happening all over the world.
Just about to ask, like, so what is your issue with modern dating?
Well, I didn't say I had an issue with it. In fact, what I was saying earlier was I was giving advice to men who seem going that just don't have a clue what to do to navigate it. Look, can I finish my point? Thank you, dear. What I'm trying to say is there's a big difference between saying accurately that yes, there is a larger proportion of feminists out there in the overall woman pool, but to take that and extrapolate it out to say that dating is impossible, I wholly reject that. There are absolutely positively, please. There are absolutely, thank you. There are absolutely conservative women out there who appreciate old-fashioned gentlemen. In fact, a lot of them probably feel the exact same way that conservative men do, that they keep bumping into liberal men. And how you can solve this problem is vetting. It's called communication. And that's the advice that I gave earlier, the Cliff Notes version. Go ahead.
I think so. That's very valid. However,